keep us safe from ideologies that are in conflict with the wisdom of your word. Father, I pray that you'll bless and help us remember that ultimately we serve you in whatever our vocation is. And so we ask you to bless this time. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you very much. All right. With that, it's 7 o'clock, so I will call our Tuesday, October 5th council meeting to order. Megan, will you please take the roll?
Davis? Here. Lampy? Here. Ford?
Here.
Bartz? Blanky? Here. Smith?
Here.
Schmid? Here. Wetzel? Here. Moldenhauer?
Okay, very good. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right. The first item on our agenda is the minutes of the council meeting from August 15th. Anybody have any comments or questions on those? Very good. Next is comments and suggestions from citizens present. If anyone in the room would like to comment, do you have anybody, Megan? Okay.
John Kalibi of 829 Richards Ave.
Thanks. Again, John Clevey, 829 Richards Avenue. There are a number of stories that flow through the streets of Watertown. I refer to them as bar and restaurant talk. Paraphrasing from an email that was recently sent out, this individual had been asked and agreed to champion a request of city officials to formally evaluate an administrator versus mayoral structure for city government leadership. With term limits soon approaching, and what was bar and restaurant talk a few years ago has come full circle. My question is, who was the one, or who were the ones that made the request? With an individual involved with LLCs which own a number of parcels of land that are primed for development, is this going down a slippery slope? Could this lead to a conflict of interest? I yield my time back. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? We do have another opportunity at the end of our meeting as well, so let's move on to reports. We have the Senior Center Advisory Board of April 18th, Park, Rec, and Forestry of both May 15th and June 19th, Senior Center Advisory Board from June 20th, Tourism from July 13th, Park, Rec, and Forestry from July 17th, Finance from August 7th, RDA from August 10th, Public Works from August 22nd, the Downtown Main Street Reconstruction Task Force from August 23rd, and the RDA minutes from August 30th. Are there any comments in any of those? Mr. Blanky.
Somewhat of a question and a comment. Sorry. It's imperative that information flows freely from city government and in a timely fashion because, as the saying goes, you don't know what you don't know. And I'm just concerned that the Park, Recreation, and Forestry minutes are 3 months behind. We received May, June, and July in September. That's concerning to me because, like I said, you don't know what you don't know. We can't, as a governing body, deliberate on something if we don't have that information in front of us. So I would just raise that concern for one. The second item was in the RDA minutes, there was a discussion of the T-Wall River House project being scaled back. Again, another concern is, are we being sold one bill of goods and delivered another? Are we being promised a Nordstrom's and getting a Walmart? I'm deeply concerned that this might be a bait and switch. I want to know a little bit more, of course, but the project hasn't even put a shovel in the ground, and they're already downsizing it. So I just wanted to bring up those two concerns at this time. Thank you.
I will reach out to Park and Rec about the minutes and make sure we get those in more timely. Thank you for pointing that out. Anybody else? Mr. Lampy.
I also serve on Park and Rec, and so I do kind of share your concern about minutes coming a bit late. The other one that I don't see on here, I always keep an eye on the library ones, those being my old committee, and I'd like to see those more promptly, too. A couple updates on Park I did want to call out, because these probably will be topics of conversation. One is the thing Park and Rec is currently considering a lot of clubs and their relationship to the city in terms of how they pay, how their donations are considered. So you may hear some comments back and forth from your constituents on that. A few have come in through Park and Rec directly. Another one is basically the city's position as it regards resident and non-residential fees. Park and Rec did consider waiving the non-resident fees and opted not to, basically continuing the existing policy, but there is an exception for targeted programs. For example, the Miscellaneous soccer program was regarded as a partnership where we wanted to help them along, and basically there's some equivalent fees and whatnot. I'm oversimplifying, but that's the nature of the thing. So we're not waiving non-resident fees, but there are some instances where we're interested in closer partnerships. And then the other one, of course, to make sure you saw was that there's another mention of the bathrooms going out to bid in January 2024. So I want to make sure that one doesn't escape anybody's attention, because that is also a topic of interest.
We have a leadership team on Friday, so since you're also looking for library minutes, I think I'll just add it to the agenda, so then everyone on the leadership team receives the gentle reminder to keep up to date on minutes.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All right, then let's move on to communications and recommendations. In your packet is a report on access to early care and education that was provided by the Health Foundation. You may recall the Health Foundation was the recipient of our child care allocated ARPA dollars, and so in return for that, and to others who are trying to work on this project together, they're providing this report for you all. So the results section is certainly a good one, with adding new child care slots and some of the coordination as well with Madison College. I'm happy to answer any specific questions people may have. All right. Then let's move to new business. You all have some committee appointments for your consideration. Mr.
I
Smith.
move for the approval of your appointments.
Thank you. Motion by Mr. Smith, second by Mr. Board. Anybody else on these? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Then let's move to miscellaneous business. You have the payroll summary from July 26th to August 8th and August 9th to 22nd, and then our July credit card purchases over $10,000.
Count?
Did I? I sure did. I even crossed it off. You know, Myron's not here, so it threw me off.
I do have a question.
Can I take a motion on the
Sure.
accounts? Would anyone make it? Thank you, Mr. Wetzel.
Motion we pay all accounts.
Motion by Mr. Wetzel. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Lemke. Ms. Davis.
So I was just curious about the Watertown Riverfest Inc. The process then, it looks like, did the city receive the raffle proceeds and turn around and pay it to Watertown Riverfest? And why would it work that way?
Because the Watertown Riverfest Incorporated organization was not complete in its work to be recognized by the state, we as a city had already applied for the raffle license. It's a one-year license, and our prior staff people had done it right away. And so even before Riverfest changed as much as it did, we already had the raffle license here. And so the new Watertown Riverfest asked the old Watertown Riverfest if we wouldn't mind being the overseer of the raffle. And so we did that entire process. All revenue for the raffle came through the city. All payments for prize winners came through the city. And what you're seeing is the amount that was owed in the total revenue minus the prizes of $20,000.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the accounts? Megan.
Wetzel,
Aye.
Davis, Lampy, Ford, Blanky, Smith,
Aye.
Schmid.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Very good. Now let's go to miscellaneous business. So again, you have the payroll summaries from July 26th to August 8th and August 9th to August 22nd, and the credit card purchases over $10,000 for July. Any comments or questions on either of those? Okay, let's go to ordinances. First is ordinance 23-20. This is to amend section 500-9B, parking prohibited at specified times in our city code. This is here from Ms. Davis and Public Safety and Welfare on its second reading.
I'll make a motion to approve this.
Motion by Ms. Davis.
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanky. Questions from anybody? Comments? Megan?
Davis. Mampy. Ford.
Aye.
Blanky.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Schmidt. Wetzel. Motion passed 7-0.
Very good. Next is ordinance 23-21. This is to amend Chapter 550 of our official zoning map to rezone parcel number 291-0815-0432-019 and 291-0815-0544-003 from general business zoning district to multifamily residential zoning district to essential business zoning district classification. This is here from me and the Plan Commission on its first reading.
Motion to approve
Motion by
ordinance 23-21.
Motion by Mr. Blanky, second by Mr. Board. Comments or questions? This is for the fire station.
Okay, we're asking, because when we get them like this, can we get a map? 'Cause that would-
Sure. Brian, our zoning administrator, is attending virtually, so Brian, if we could include a map of, and maybe some type of identifier of what the parcel is beyond just the parcel number.
Because otherwise you got to look up the record of deeds and plot
Yeah.
numbers, so.
I just called Brian and said, is this for the fire station? So that's the only reason I knew
We
it
know
too.
that, but most
No,
of us didn't
yeah,
have
I
that,
got
so.
you. Any other comments or questions? Megan?
Blanky.
Aye.
Smith. Schmidt. Wetzel. Davis. Lampy. Ford. Motion passed 7-0.
All right, and our last ordinance is ordinance 23-22. This is to amend Chapter 550 of our zoning code through the removal and addition of language to sections 550-131.1A, paren 2, 550-131.1A, paren 3A, and 550-132, the table, and 550-132A, paren 1. This is here from me and the Plan Commission on its first reading.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Board. Second by Mr. Blanky. Comments or questions from anybody on these? Mr.
Just one brief
Yeah.
comment, because I said it in Plan Commission, and I want to say it again. This came out of one small request from the Plan Commission from Culver's, and I just want to give a big shout out to Brian Zerbis. He went through the entire code and cleaned up about 10 things when we asked him to do one. So he really went above and beyond, and is going to save us headaches in the future by doing this.
I appreciate that. Anybody else? Comments, questions? Megan?
Ford.
Aye.
Blanky.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Schmidt.
Aye.
Wetzel.
Aye.
Davis. Lampy.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-0.
Very good. We are at the point where we have another opportunity from comments and suggestions from citizens present. All right. Seeing none, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Who was that? Oh, motion by Mr. Blanky, second by Mr. Schmidt. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you. We are adjourned. It was a very haunting.
It's